say there's a ghost around here. A lady in white. Little is known about the history of the lady in white on Route 126 near Fillmore, California. An apparition appears close to a lone sycamore tree found at the end of Sycamore Road, where it meets the highway. She has often appeared faceless, floating mere inches off the ground, and yet other times appearing completely human-like, even hitchhiking and entering a vehicle, only to disappear partway through the ride. Haven't met anybody that's happened to, but I've heard about it. Some say she was in a car accident, and others say that she was hung from a tree during the Mexican-American War. The legend goes that when she emerges, she reaches into the skulls of those she encounters, filling their heads with visions of their worst fears until they drive off the road. Wow. It's true that Highway 126 is a very dangerous highway, sometimes called Highway to Hell. In fact, in 1994, the LA Times did an article talking about how there was at least one fatal accident per month in a 16-month time span, and in 10 years there's been dozens that have died on that road, and more than 100 injured in crashes. Another legend is that the mother of an autistic boy was a lone survivor in his family of the St. Francis Dam failure in 1928. The collapse of the St. Francis Dam on March 12, 1928, by the way, in terms of loss of life, is the second greatest disaster in California history, the first being the San Francisco earthquake. The death toll from the collapse of the dam was 400 to more than 600, somewhere in there, and that's a whole nother story. But apparently the boy's parents were swept downstream from the Santa Clarita Valley, and legend has it that there was the boy known as Sweetie Pie, who kept searching up and down the riverbed and Highway 126 for the rest of his life, hoping to find his mother. She may have clung to that tree in desperation and died there for that matter, which would account for the sightings of a white woman hanging from that tree. That tree would have been directly in the flood path of the St. Francis Dam site. Is it a ghost? Is it the vivid imaginations and the legendary folklore of the area? Like I've said before, I consider myself a legend tripper, not a ghost hunter. A legend tripper is basically a person who is open to legend, lore, and the unexplained in a particular event, and willing to expose themselves to that legend without prejudgment. However, legend tripping encompasses tons of ghost stories. Is the lady in white a ghost of a tortured soul, hallowed from some plight of days gone by? Or is she simply that of which legends are made on a highway that is certainly a notorious death path for many? I don't use EMF detectors. I don't use infrared cameras, at least not at this point in time. I just go, expose myself to the legend, see what happens. Let's go take a look. If you're new to this channel, don't forget to subscribe, leave a like down below, and don't forget to turn on your notifications so that you know when I upload a new video. Without further ado, let's take a ride up Ventura Highway. this is supposedly where the lady in white appears. Somewhere along this road, this is probably where she got hung, or whatever happened to her. This is where it's supposed to have happened. And I feel like I just got choked right then. And I'm not bullshitting. That was weird. Oh, shit. Okay. Anyway, this is where it happened. This is where you're supposed to see her. And so this is the site. I'm going to walk over here so we can get a better perspective on it. It'd be really cool if I could actually get across this highway and get a shot. So, yo guys, you heard this is haunted too?
Yeah. Oh, this is, yeah, we heard it's haunted.
I know, that's what I heard. Oh, we're blocking traffic. Shit.
Yeah, let me move my car.
So is there really a ghost here? I didn't see one today, but then maybe we need to be here at night. Of course, I did feel like I was gonna choke back there, so I don't know. Anyway, take care of each other and keep rock alive.